Former President FW de Klerk and Adrian Vlok. Did the TRC fulfill its mandate? And on which grounds would the forum take de Klerk to the International Court of Justice? What time is it? It is question time. Welcome to the show. My name is Mpho, Tsedu. Following recent incidents of racism in the country, its social media platforms, the Anti-Racism Action Forum was formed. The forum made news last week when its members laid 22 criminal charges against former President FW de Klerk and apartheid-era Law and Order Minister Adrian Vlok. The two are accused of committing crimes against black people during the apartheid government era. In 1998, Adrian Vlok told the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that de Klerk knew of illegal operations by the security forces against black opposition groups. FW de Klerk says the latest attempt to charge him will fail. A reminder that we are live, and therefore you can call us and air your views. The numbers to dial is 0891104210, 0891104210, our Twitter handle at QuestionTime24. And you can also join us on Skype and Google Hangout. Just send us your username via Twitter and we'll be able to link up with you. My guest today, Andy Le Tama. He's a supporter of the Anti-Racism Action Forum, but a leader on his own right. Black First, Land First. But on the line, we are also joined by Mr. Adrian Vlok himself. Mr. Vlok, welcome to Question Time, and thank you very much. I know that you have to travel to a meeting, and I just asked you for a minute or two. Thank you very much for giving us that opportunity to talk to you. Okay, Mr. Vlok, I don't know if he can hear us. Mr. Vlok, can you hear me? Okay, they'll get him on the line. But firstly, let's perhaps just talk to Andile. Andile, welcome to Question Time. I really appreciate your time. There you were in court, not in court, at the police station rather, laying charges against FW de Klerk and Adrian Vlok. Unheard of.
Yes, I think that we are correcting something that should have been corrected when we negotiated the democratic settlement, and that is accounting for all the transgressions that has happened under colonialism, and specifically many murders of black people in that period between 85 and 1992-93 under specifically Adrian Vlok when he was Minister of Police, or they call it Law and Order, and when de Klerk himself was President. And now, of course, we know that TRC did not address this matter, the matter of justice. And worse, these two gentlemen, de Klerk and Vlok, did not in fact go to the TRC and disclose all these matters where they were involved. If you look at the 22 charges for de Klerk and 16 for Vlok, they have not gone to the TRC for any of those. So they don't have amnesty, even in terms of their own process for these crimes. So we are saying it's about time to deal with racism decisively, and the best way to do so is to go right at the top of those who are responsible for this.
How does arresting Adrian Vlok help the cause to fight against racism?
But that's a little bit like asking me what is the advantage of arresting and making a criminal pay? We have to do that because also it will deal with the white arrogance, but it will also heal the wounds of black people. You have no idea, since the campaign was formed, more black people has come forward and said, my family, my parents have themselves perished under the hands of these men. So for our ancestors to be happy as African people, for us to have peace, we have to address these historical injustices. And of course, we are very clear in this campaign and in the movement that I belong to. The land question is central to these murders and these transgressions against black people. They didn't do this because they were just evil people. They were protecting a system, de Klerk and Vlok.
Adrian Vlok, I believe you on the line with us now. Are you expecting the police to come knock at your door anytime from now onwards?
Well, you know, at this stage it is unclear what the charges are.
So you don't even know what you are accused of?
No.
Well, here is Andile, actually the person who...
I haven't received any notification of the charges.
Yeah. Okay, Andile.
Mr. Vlok, you are a wanted man.
Yes.
You are a war criminal. And we are going to make sure that he pays for the matters that he was responsible for. And in fact, we've received interesting evidence that he admits to some of these atrocities himself. And we are going to work with people like Eugene de Klerk. We're going to go to Eugene de Klerk, who has been saying Vlok and de Klerk are responsible and they've not accounted. So they will have to be brought in as state witnesses. But of course, the legal processes that you lay a charge, investigating officers are assigned, the criminals will be soon taken care of. If not, we have other options.
Perhaps let's find out from you, Mr. Vlok, what was your reaction when you heard that Andile and his comrades have gone to Hillbrow police station?
I think it is a pity that these young people choose to follow the route of confrontation. 21 years after the hostility stopped, instead of dialogue between the two parties. That was part of our constitution. Actually, it was promised in the constitution. We had a TRC. Who did, I think, an excellent job and largely succeeded in bringing the truth and justice in the majority of crimes committed during many years of struggle.
Yes.
Now, if the motivation of these young people is hatred for me, and for Mr. de Klerk and other people, I think it is a pity and it is a bad and ominous omen for the future of South Africa.
Do you think you have anything to answer in as far as these claims are concerned?
Yeah, but it is, at the moment, as I said, it's only claims. I don't have any charges in front of me, so that I cannot comment on it. Claims, claims is easy to claim something, but it is a different matter to prove it.
There's Mr. Vlok.
No. The only claim that he needs to admit to now is whether was the minister of police under apartheid.
Well, yes, he was.
I was the minister.
Absolutely. Yes. And under his authority, all these massacres happened. So what more do we need? We have laid the charges. We have outlined the charges. They are before the court.
What charges? You said you laid charges. Can I receive the charges? Then I can answer to the charges.
Don't worry, Adrian. Just like all criminals, particularly of your nature, these charges will be put before you and you will go to court. And if our court system here, for whatever reason, refuses to charge you, will take you to the ICC because the UN, United Nations, has declared apartheid a crime against humanity. Yeah, and these guys have not been pardoned by anyone. They have not come forward and told any truth. Okay. So they have to pay. This is the only way we can deal with the questions of racism in this country.
Let's allow him to respond. Go ahead.
It is okay. You can insult me as much as you like, but it will bring you nowhere. Our court system is based on facts, and you have to bring the facts before the court. So you have to supply me with the facts that you are charging me with, and then I can reply to them, and then the court can decide. But in the meantime, you are welcome to insult me as much as you like. It only proves to me what is living in your heart. After everything that I did for the past 21 years, what I did for the community, and that includes all the people in this country.
Mr. Vlok, do you regret having been part of an apartheid system?
I do what?
Do you regret having been part of an apartheid system?
To be part of the apartheid system?
Yes.
During that time, I supported apartheid, my friend. Mm-hmm. Before I realized that apartheid was evil, and I started doing the right thing.
What is the right thing? Vlok has been moving around with a bucket of water, washing some people's feet.
But he is not willing to do
two important things. One, to give all the evidence about the massacres and how we were sitting with de Klerk and the other security-crats of the apartheid regime, planning this thing, talking about eliminating black people, our liberation fighters. These people killed our liberation fighters. They are criminals. Number two, Vlok does not want to admit that the reason why they were doing all that is because they were protecting stolen property. These guys were agents of an evil system, an illegal system, a brutal system, to protect one thing, stolen land. He doesn't want still to give us our land back, this man. So he talks about doing things for the community. When you ask him what, he's washing hands of Reverend Frank Chikane.
Have you finished now with your insults?
Well, yeah, I think he has finished, Mr. Vlok.
Thank you very much for insulting me. You're welcome to carry on with this. But before you can go further, please supply me with the facts of the charges, and then I can reply to it.
Adrian Vlok, let me thank you very much for the time. I know I called you quite late about this, but I really appreciate your time. And perhaps let's agree that sometime, you know, within a no distance of a period from now, you can come in and let's just have a one-on-one between myself and you right here on Question Time.
No, but is it Mpho speaking now?
Yes, it's me. It's not Andile.
We will be here to arrest you.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
Let me. Can I please answer you?
Yes, go ahead.
Are you listening to me now?
Because I don't listen to criminals. Criminals must be arrested. This man, when he comes here, will check the date. No. We will possibly have to arrest him as soon as he steps outside the SABC.
Okay.
He's a wanted man. This man is a wanted man.
Okay.
For serious crimes.
It is no use. It is no use listening to that guy insulting me. Carry on insulting me. He's not listening to me.
Yeah, no.
Just carrying on insulting me.
I don't listen to criminals.
That is no use. Then you are not listening. Listening to me.
Okay. Can I be in charge here? Can I be in charge here?
I think you should take charge.
Right. Now I'm in charge. Do I have a deal with you, Adrian Vlok, that perhaps you will come to Question Time? Let's have a talk about this issue of reconciliation.
I don't like to put conditions on this, but if that guy is going on insulting me without listening to what I have to say, then it's no use coming in.
No. It will be just it will be me and you only. No Andile.
Mpho, you are making a deal with a criminal, just like in 1994.
But can you listen?
This is the deal.
I want us to go for a break, but you're really preventing me. Andile won't be in studio, Mr. Vlok.
No, but he will phone in and then he'll carry on with his insult.
No. He won't be in studio.
I can't even get a word in. He's carrying on insulting.
Yeah, but you need to keep quiet as well.
Vlok has got nowhere to
You need to keep quiet.
As a criminal, if the law doesn't get to him, we'll get to him.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with our discussion.
Yeah, but I have to go now. I have an appointment, so I told you I had to leave at 5:30.
Sure. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Yes.
You better phone me again.
I will.
As stories are broken around the world, SABC makes sure you do not miss out. As the stories unfold throughout the day, News at 8 updates all newsworthy stories worldwide. Globally, we are there. Locally, we leave no story untold. Make a date with News at 8 every Saturday and Sunday on SABC News, Africa's news leader.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. My guest is Andile Tama, who is a supporter of the Anti-Racism Action Forum, which has taken FWD Klerk to court, or rather, they have opened laid charges against FWD Klerk and Adrian Vlok. Andile, welcome back. But right now on the line, we're also joined by Dave Stewart from the FWD Klerk Foundation. Welcome to Question Time. What was your reaction when you heard of these charges?
Well, our reaction was that we didn't really want to respond in any major way to this, other than issuing a statement that we'd taken note of development.
Okay.
In our view, this was an attempt by a completely unknown organization to whip up divisive publicity and to further aggravate the already incendiary racial debate in the run-up to the coming municipal elections. There is, of course, absolutely no basis whatsoever to the charges, and frankly, we're not very concerned.
Okay. All right. Let me take Francois on the line from the Eastern Cape. Welcome.
Good evening, Mpho. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thanks for the call.
Good. Mpho, first up, man, I'd like to make an appeal to SABC.
Yes.
On national TV.
Yes.
Please to extend, your time slot, because your show is the best.
Okay.
And therefore I make this appeal, first and foremost. And because, there's so much to learn and you're so much, objective, and that is a main thing. I'd like, secondly, to appeal and ask Andile, your guest there.
Yes.
Isn't it possible now that we are in this dispensation, where peace should be promoted? And, to bury the hatchets, man, of the past.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is down and you keep on kicking that person, that will result into, from all over again, the problems starting. Now it seems as if it's now a matter, between black, white, and then white, black. Apartheid is something of the past, and we should look forward to build South Africa together and, reach out and, just hug each other and say, man, regardless, we are South Africans.
Francois?
And love each other. What happened in the past, exactly, Andile just now is calling, Vlok, Mr. Vlok, a racist,
a criminal
person, a criminal, which does not actually, forge well for this hard-earned democracy.
Francois, thank you very much for that call.
Let's deal with Francois first. There is no peace without justice. Francois, because he's not affected by being called a monkey, he thinks there is peace. He is not affected by landlessness. He thinks there's peace. He's not affected by the fact that every year in South Africa, if you look at the statistics the past few years, about 17,000 black people die through violence in the ghetto, because that's how violent and subhuman life is in our ghettos. This was a creation of a system which has not been accounted for. So we want peace. We want lasting peace, but that peace is not going to come without justice. That is why the FW de Klerk Foundation has just taken 45 black people to the Human Rights Commission and accusing us of racism. De Klerk just last year said that apartheid was not a crime against humanity. They continuously deny what they have done. They continuously undermine and they continuously belittle the kinds of crimes that they have committed. And this gives, therefore, white people in this country the kind of confidence to be calling us monkeys and to treat us the way they do on farms, at work, everywhere else, and the control of the economy is still in their hands as a result of these activities.
Okay, hold it there. Tamba in PE.
Mpho, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For taking my call.
You're welcome.
Mpho, I'm troubled by the agenda of Andile and the team. I am troubled because, in essence, they are challenging the very constitution that brought to existence the democracy that we enjoy today. They are now a distraction to the progress of the country, a distraction that seeks to derail the whole revolutionary movement going forward in terms of development of South Africa. The enemy is no longer inside South Africa now. The enemy resides out there, Andile. Let's look into what is this that is causing us or leading us not to develop as South Africa as a nation as a whole in relation to Western and other outside countries.
Okay.
Let's not look inside now. Otherwise, we're creating challenges that are going to entrench poverty in our societies. The enemy is out there now. It's no longer internal South Africa.
You heard Temba.
What enemies out there? We are dealing with the reality of South Africa as is. Temba might not know. Only 35,000 white families own more than 80% of the land in South Africa. Look at the JSE. Black people only own 3% of JSE. Look at management, senior management. About 70% of senior management is occupied by white people. Look at the townships. Look at the squatter camps. Look at our landlessness. Now, I don't know when he talks about progress, what he's talking about. Okay. Black people have not moved since 1994. And we say, understand why Vlok and de Klerk were doing this. They were defending a system, and that system is perpetuated. We want land, but we can't go to land without accounting for all these atrocities.
Dave Stewart, let me just bring you in there. Clearly, there are some people who are not happy.
No, you're not keeping to the agreement we had. I said that I didn't want to debate against Mr. Mpho. You said that you'd give me a chance to make a statement, and you haven't done that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, look, Mr. Mpho is the guy who said when we had ethnic violence and xenophobia, rather target settlers than fellow blacks. So basically he wants to attack white people. His organization should not be called the
Anti-Racism
Action Against Racism Forum. It should be called the Action Against White People Forum. So we all agree that there is enormous work to be done in uplifting all members of our community. But to say that nothing has changed in South Africa since 1994 is absolute nonsense. The white section of the population now comprises only a little bit more than 35% of the middle class. Black South Africans have a virtual monopoly of political power in the country. Black South Africans control the whole of the state economy, which is about 35% of the total economy. To say that whites now, that nothing has changed is ridiculous. And whites are in executive positions in the economy to a large extent because of the failure of our education system. The reality is that as recently as 2007, only 30% of the kids who passed matric with higher grade maths were black. We're not going to get more blacks running companies until we get a better education system. But instead of having now a major racial conflict, we should be working together to create a better society, to ensure that there's better education, to ensure that the economy grows. What does he think will happen to the South African economy if his kind of racial vendetta takes hold? What does he think will happen the first time that his land policy is given effect to?
Okay.
We will let me have an economy in this country. The international community will cut us off.
Let me allow Andile to just come in there.
No, we want the boss of this man, de Klerk. He's a wanted man. He's a mass murderer. He's a war criminal. We are not going to debate with his foundation, which is continuously denying that apartheid is a crime against black people. These people are taking black people to the Human Rights Commission and accusing us of being racist. And will not, this de Klerk and them, they constructed, Bantu education. What kind of comment can he make on education? They denied us systematically the right to education. Part of the problems that we have today is as a result of their policies of the past. Now he can't comment on that. He shouldn't, because we want his boss in jail. He should not comment on the question of the ownership of the economy, because they have that economy out of violence. So we are not interested in talking to these people. We want to arrest de Klerk.
Okay, your closing remarks, Dave Stewart.
Well, yes, look, as I said, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission looked into all of these allegations in the greatest depth. They wanted to nail de Klerk, but they couldn't find a single piece of evidence against him. F.W. de Klerk, together with Nelson Mandela, whom I think Mr. Mpho also doesn't like, helped to end apartheid and to create our new non-racial constitutional democracy People like Mr. Ngratana now want to destroy that.
Okay, Dave Stewart, thank you very much for your call. Perhaps we could just quickly, very, very quickly, just go through our tweets there. Serema Ubakeng says, is this a reconstruction of TRC through courts? Okay, secondly, Matebula Andrew says, can Andile please tell us what charges did they bring against Vlok? And lastly, Aubrey Mkitama, I don't recognize him as a leader these days because he speaks senseless always. Well, those are views from our viewers. But Andile, thank you very, very much for your time, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay, absolutely. We are making them account for politics, political crimes, and the economic crimes they've committed.
Okay, that was question time for today. Goodbye.